I was pumped. I had just started my first job in tech, helping women learn to code to get high-paying jobs. I was in one of my first conversations, and we were talking about a class launch and trying to figure out the best ways to teach certain coding concepts. And I was really excited because I thought, this is the perfect marriage between my skills. I really have something to offer here. I had struggled my way through this course, most of it. I was a former educator, and I was new to tech, so let's go. So the conversation continues, and it gets stuck at this point. We're trying to figure out, should we keep a certain problem set in the class or not? And I felt really strong about keeping it, and so I thought, here's my moment. I'm gonna let them know that I add value to this team. So I said, I think we should keep this problem set. It really helped me understand foundational coding concepts. Yeah, they're gonna be so excited that I'm on their team. Crystal's here, it's awesome. I look around the room and everyone is silent. No one says anything. So I'm like, okay. Moments later, a dude basically says the exact same thing I said. And he gets a standing ovation. Dude, that's a great idea. I'm like, so we continue talking, and this dynamic continues. I raise a point, it gets shot down. I raise another point, it's ignored. And after a while, I shut down. I withdrew from the conversation entirely, and I said, forget it. You see, as a woman, and especially a woman of color, and in my case, a Black woman, society teaches you to keep your head down. Don't take up too much space. Sorry. Don't ruffle any feathers. Don't piss anyone off. Just do the work, and it will get noticed. And then you see messages like, work hard in silence. Let your success be your noise. I saw this as I was scrolling through my Instagram feed mindlessly on the Women in Tech Advocacy page, and my first thought was, no, that is not how this works. That is not how any of this works. What CEO, top contributor, leader of an organization just toils in silence and hopes somebody notices? None. You don't know any. You enter the tech field and you're told, work hard, put in your time, earn your stripes, focus, have discipline, get an internship, learn new things, build side projects, take on more at work, make open source contributions, teach others. And then you hear this word, meritocracy. Tech is a meritocracy. It's a system in which the talented advance based on their achievement. It's all about what you can do. So I go, all right, I'm gonna hustle. Women say, we're gonna hustle, we're gonna learn all this stuff, learn all the code. And then you ask me, where are all the women? Where are the women in tech? Well, why is it that 41% of women leave the tech field in their 10th year, as opposed to just 17% of men? In my opinion, it's because of messages like this. Keep your head down, do all the work, stay silent, don't say nothing. And then when you realize that is not the approach, it's not the path to success, it's too late. You're burned out, you've been disrespected, dragged, looked over for far too long. So, in my experience, what I have found is that the only way you can advance in your career, in any career, is to have someone in a position of influence or power acknowledge, advocate for, and advance your ideas. The mark of a true leader is not someone that has the best hair, the best dress, has the best ideas, knows how to do all the things, the most charismatic. It is someone who can look at and acknowledge the source of good ideas. It's someone that can look outside of their construct of what talent and leadership is to look at the contributions and value of others that may or may not look, think, or act like them. So after that first conversation, I needed to say something. And so we had another conversation, and I talked to my boss, and I said, did you notice what happened there? And he's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, they talked over me the entire time. It was as if I was not even there. I need you to advocate for me. When that happens, I need you to say something. So the next meeting we had, I shut it down. I stopped it cold when it started happening, and I said, okay, here's the thing, you all. You all are expert programmers. That's true. You know what you're talking about. But I'm an expert educator. That's the reason I'm here right now. I'm an expert too. You have to respect what I say. Now, I recognize that everyone does not have the confidence or even agency to do this, right? Women get penalized for doing this kind of thing. And that is why it was so important to have my manager there. He backed me up. He said, how can we build an inclusive, safe environment for people to learn if we can't even do it on our teams? It starts with us. We need to do better. So after that, everything was amazing. It was great. The hell? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. But it was a work in progress. And over time, things got better. And my manager really was shaped and formed by this. When these things kind of arose again, he was one of my biggest advocates and an advocate for the other women in our organization. And as time went on, the value and contributions of women were valued in a different way for the better. Because you see, at the end of the day, tech is for people. You have to have diverse teams and diverse leadership and people at that table. When you have diversity of thought, ideas, identity, and experiences, you have new insights, better software, innovation, and money. In a study done in 2015 by McKinsey, they looked at 366 public companies, and they found those in the top quartile for gender diversity were 15% more likely to have returns above the industry average. For racial and ethnic diversity, it was 35% more likely. Companies benefit financially by having teams that are not primarily male and pale. And they're great. Male and pale people are amazing. I'm in love with one, so. So you're probably wondering, what can I do? As a leader, as a peer, a coworker, how can I do this? And so I want to give you some scenarios that I have found myself in, that many of you maybe have found yourself in, and think about redirects, ways to bring the attention back to the original source of ideas, and in this case, women. So much like the situation I was in that I shared, a woman shares an idea, it gets ignored, someone restates it as fact that it was theirs. It would have been really nice to have someone in the room say, actually, Crystal just mentioned that. You know, Crystal, could you say that again? I think it's really important you hear that point. In the moment, you are bringing the attention back to her, so everyone in that room knows that she has good ideas. She has something to say. Another situation is a little bit twofold. You may find yourself, I found myself in a situation where I have a peer who shares something with me in confidence. She says, I have a really great idea and I think we should do this, but I'm too afraid to say something. They're not gonna listen to me anyway. Or you're sitting in a meeting, this has happened to me, someone mentions a really awesome idea for data analysis, and it's awesome. And I realize that it is the original idea of a woman, someone that I know. And that is not mentioned at all. So you give her a stage. In that moment, you bring it, you say that original idea was this person's, but the way you do it, you may say, yeah, I was actually at lunch with Priya the other day, and she mentioned that. I think she's really close to the problem. So I think the next time we have a conversation about this, we should have her come in and present about it. I think she can really articulate it well. Think of how huge this could be for her career. Having the opportunity to have a stage and an audience with some of the most influential people in your organization, that's huge. And you lose nothing by doing that. And another situation I have found myself in is that I heard a good idea, and I kind of want to share it, and maybe anonymize the person who had it originally. This will make me look good, but I don't do that. I say her name. I give her the credit. And in that, it's a win-win situation. You know that you have good ideas, and that the good ideas come from other people as well. You see, we have to burn the patriarchy together. Burn it. Kidding. But we must always attempt to lift as we climb. Every step in our career, there is someone coming up behind us that we can help advocate for. It's not even just grooming. These people have good ideas. Bring them up with you. Put them to the forefront. So no, hard work does not speak for itself. You do, and others do. So I want to leave you with some names. The women on stage here with me today, they're mothers, grandmothers, godmothers, playmothers, aunties, teachers, mentors, sisters. Some of them I haven't even seen in a long time. They probably don't even remember who I am. But I have a very public way of acknowledging the love and life that they have breathed into me, the work that they have done and sown into me. They are the reason why I am standing here before you today. So I want you to take a minute. I want you to think of your names. Who are the women in your life who have picked you up and put you in places you were too afraid to go? Who are the women who put you in a position you were not qualified for and said, she'll figure it out? Who are the women who have moved mountains and raised hell for you to have a shot? Think of them. Maybe you have a Camilla, a Tamra, a Brandy, a Margot, a Helen. Maybe you have one. Think of their names. Give thanks and do what they did. Thank you.